there seems to be a huge emphasis on ensuring that the media and anyone else can't see what's going on here in Lahaina, West Maui. There are miles and miles of this black fence going up that was not here before, that is obscuring ground zero and making sure no one can see what's going on inside of there from the road. No one can get in there, no one can take any pictures. And then I've also seen these weird foreign police cars showing up, these special police, I'm not sure what to call them. This is a Nissan, but there's quite a large presence of these standing guard around the perimeter. We've also lost our ability to fly drones really anywhere near this area. Now, this 20-second clip here that I tried to get out of my car and show what was going on, I was almost immediately, after these 20 seconds, National Guard came, chased me off, yelled at me, told me to get back in my car and keep moving. So you cannot pull over, you can't even stop your car anywhere near any of this anymore. Now I'm going to show you a fairly long clip that shows just how extensive the fencing is on the western side of the main highway here. And there also is National Guard, regular police, and what I have dubbed special police, which are these police cars that are foreign made. The people that are driving them they don't look like any police I've ever seen in the United States, so kind of a bizarre situation, but they have a huge presence standing guard, ensuring that nothing can be documented. You can't stop your car, you can't pull over, you can't fly a drone, you can't take a picture, you can't get in anywhere near any of this, which is part of what makes the footage that I have so unique. Now, I always make sure to point out that the footage that I have has been uploaded to the mainland to multiple people. They have the credentials to my social media, so if anything does happen to me, it's not going to prevent the story getting out. But the footage I have both on the ground and drone, but particularly on the ground, is not going to be able to be reproduced with the amount of resources they have put into locking this area down. Now, I am working on another video now that's going to show side by side this same drive a week ago, so you guys can compare what it's like now, and you can see just the amount of fencing, rocks, police, barricades, all of the effort they are putting into this. They are putting a lot of energy into it, which is kind of interesting. I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts on it. Now, I also want to point out that the reason I've been able to keep cranking out these videos and somewhat neglecting my normal job, my income from my normal job pretty much went away weeks ago when I started all this. The reason I've been able to do that is because I recently put my Zelle in the bio of TikTok, X, and YouTube, and I've had a handful of everyday people making small donations via Zelle, and that has made a huge difference with allowing me to neglect my normal job. And I love my normal job, but if I can focus right now on resisting the attack on freedom and resisting the attack on the First Amendment and getting as much of this information out to you guys as quickly as possible, that is absolutely what I want to do, and that is absolutely what I will do. So thank you so much to everybody who has supported me in that way. You're making a big difference, so thank you for that. And also to all of the people who have kept this story alive by subscribing, by following, by liking, by sharing, by commenting. All of these things have a big impact on the algorithms, so you guys are the reason why this has so much visibility. So thank you so much for that as well. Now, here in these clips, you can see the presence of police, including these, what I've dubbed the special police, and you can see all these guys standing guard on the perimeter. And this is not even really the perimeter. This is quite far away from what burned and from ground zero. So apparently they are concerned that somebody will park or stop their car on the side of the road here and go hiking for miles into this area that's just ashes and rubble. So it's very interesting the amount of effort they're putting into this. Anyway, guys, there's a lot more to come. Thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned.
Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. This video is called UFOs, Aliens Are Not Real. Get over yourself. Now, I've talked about this before, the UFO agenda, what some people might call the alien deception, and this is an agenda which is now in full propaganda mode. And the reason for the fake stream media push is because, well, they've got to be planning on some form of big staged event, which is going to include something about extraterrestrials, I would imagine. Now, I don't like talking about news stories because it's all fake. I don't know what the best way to explain it is. It's not the news, right? Let's get that straight. I used to do videos and we'll call them News Roundup. And I shouldn't have called it News Roundup. I should have called it something like Mind Control Watch or something like that, because that is what the entirety of the fake stream media is. It's all about mind control. It's not the news. Yeah? Go back 50 years ago, they had the programs like MK Ultra, MK Naomi, MK all kinds of things the government had. They were experimenting on individuals to control their minds. Well, that has now progressed, in my opinion, to experiments on huge amounts of the public through these black mirror devices and screens that emit blue lights which can switch off neurons in your head, right? Everything you see thrown at you through the algorithm is all part of this mind control. And no other agenda is more prominent than this alien UFO disclosure nonsense. There are no aliens. There are no spaceships with aliens in. That's why there is a massive psyop going on, because the fake stream media's job is to try and get the masses to believe in something that doesn't exist. They do this all of the time. You know, we see it happening. We see it happening only a few years ago. And this UFO thing is no different. Only last month they held a Congress hearing about UFOs and people giving witness statements. This is all for show for the public. It's all fake. We've got Pentagon launches a new website for declassified info on UFOs. You remember when the lockdowns were happening? And then you had all of these celebrities and famous people suddenly coming out and saying, oh, I don't feel well, I've got the lurgy. Well, you're getting the same thing at play here with the aliens. Suddenly all of these celebrities are now talking about their alien UFO encounters. Here we see yesterday Aaron Rodgers, some famous football player in America, talking about his UFO story. The Pentagon revealing how Japan is a hotspot for UFOs. Here's another one. UFO mania hits Hollywood. 7 celebrities see aliens. Miley Cyrus, Kurt Russell. The mind control propaganda is in full flow. And it's completely fake, as it always is. The whole thing. There are no aliens or UFOs. Just type in UFO into YouTube and look what the algorithm gives you. It's nothing but videos about how aliens and UFOs are coming. Ancient Aliens, History Channel, trying to convince the world that aliens created civilization or something like that. Government secrets revealed, all of this from the mainstream as well. Even, of course, we have one of many CO Network religious channels here, a Catholic channel. And of course, they also think, yes, oh, there could be aliens. Of course they do. In alignment with the MK Ultra deceivers that have complete dominance over all of these platforms. You even have the pretend alternatives like Joe Rogan. They push the alien agenda as well. Most of the alternative media is pushing the alien agenda. The whole Trump thing, the whole light force, light workers. You've got Ike and his Anunnaki. You've got all of these alternative media's platforms pushing the alien thing in one way or another. And if they're not pushing the UFO aliens, they're saying that the aliens are actually demons. I believe the whole UFO agenda is obviously completely fake. The whole thing is crap. Has been from the moment people started reporting abductions to the Hollywood movies in the 50s till now. And now this massive pantomime is being pushed out by the governments of the world, the fake stream media, the celebrities, an army of actors and actresses and influencers all across all of these social media platforms. It's even being pushed by Anonymous. I mean, the pretend hacker group who pretend to be anti-establishment and leak all these secrets and then get featured in all of the mainstream media outlets who then talk about all of the secrets they've leaked. Of course it works that way. They are just another layer of the MK Ultra psyop on the public. Here we see recently Anonymous vowed to uncover the truth about UFOs, UAPs and ETI. They're going to reveal this secret UFO funding, it says. If you have all of these people telling you UFOs are real, aliens are real, you should know that it's a load of crap. There are no aliens, there are no UFOs. This agenda is in place for one thing only, and that is to create a fake event in the future. They're preparing you for it now. They're laying the seeds for it now. Or finding some kind of artifact which they will use to falsely claim that the Bible and God cannot be real because the aliens created life on Earth, or something along those lines. This whole propaganda push is all about diminishing the word of God and the Bible. All of this push on UFOs, movies, abductions, it all kicked into a new gear around the same time as the formation of the United Nations. And it's fundamentally what it's primarily about. Everything you see in the fake stream media, everything you see, it's an MK Ultra psychological operation to mind control you through all manners of ways. UFOs and aliens are being pushed now because they must be planning something in the future which will also be a psychological operation. There is no news, in my opinion. It's all mind control. Everything around UFOs and aliens is false. Every piece of footage is unconvincing. Yeah, there are things in the sky. I don't know what they are, but it doesn't mean they are aliens in spacecraft.
Billionaire John Caudwell is furious, mad at Rishi Sunak for indicating there might be a slight delay in implementing net zero. He's threatening to pull all his financial support from the Conservatives and give it to Labour. Caudwell said the environmental apocalypse is coming, and it's coming very, very rapidly. I'm very worried about the future. In fact, the mobile phone magnate is so worried about the environmental apocalypse that just last month he bragged about how useful his private helicopter was, whizzing quickly between his business in London and his £90 million Staffordshire mansion. I can do what otherwise would be a 4-hour journey in an hour. But John, what about the environmental apocalypse? The average chopper expels around 340 kilograms of CO2 per hour. In comparison, an average car expels 8.5 kilograms of CO2. So every time John wants to shoot back to his country pile, he's belching out 331 kilograms more carbon dioxide than is necessary. This is the guy sounding the alarm about an environmental apocalypse. All those little people with their nasty emissions. The dude who doesn't even need to travel back from London because he owns a 45,000 square foot, £250 million property in Mayfair too. Dude's got monthly heating bills greater than your entire net worth. So he's going to start lecturing you on your carbon footprint.
We might already be past the tipping point, and who says net zero by 2050 is soon enough? We need to do everything in our power.
Yeah, I'm sure John's deep concern about you driving a petrol car beyond 2030 is somewhat assuaged by the kind of fun he has on his 73-foot mega super yacht. Super yacht with permanent crew, helicopter pads, submarines and pools emits about 7,020 tons of carbon dioxide a year, more than 1,500 times higher than a typical family car. I guess John's exempted himself from contributing to the environmental apocalypse. And to be clear, the Tories aren't doing a U-turn on net zero at all. They're still barreling full tilt towards an agenda based on hysterical eco-alarmism that'll make everyone poorer, more miserable, and living under the despotic thumb of a technocratic control grid, just at a marginally slower pace. Rishi Sunak's announcement was that he would still be banning the sales of all new petrol and diesel cars just by 2035, not 2030. That's what Caudwell's mad about. And the media presents all this like there's anything more than a cigarette paper's width distance between the Tory policy and the Labour policy. They're both fully committed to sacrificing Britain's prosperity and freedom at the altar of green madness, refusing to even build new nuclear power plants that would more than meet our energy needs for eternity, while countries like China and India will continue to blanket their countries with coal-fired power plants, laughing at the rest of the world as they belch CO2 to their heart's content like John Caudwell on his super yacht.